So as we started the discussion yesterday, nucleophilic substitution reaction in haloarenes is very difficult, or it's not what you can say favored. And there are basically four different reasons for it. And the first reason what we discussed was resonance effect. Resonance effect here, normally a benzene ring is under resonance because of the delocalization of the pi electron. But when you have halogen like chlorine attached to a benzene ring, due to the shift of the electron, the pi electrons, you can see there are lone pair of electrons on chlorine. These electrons can be in resonance with the pi electron cloud in the benzene ring. So that means there is a formation of partial double bond character between carbon and chlorine, which makes it difficult to break the bonds for during the substitution reaction. Due to this result, nucleophilic substitution is less reactive or very difficult uh, in the case of haloarenes. That means in a normal haloalkane, when you are treating it with any nucleophiles, example NaOH or whatever, um, you are getting it substituted very easily, and that is happening at room temperature. And room temperature and pressure, you just need a presence of a base, a strong nucleophile, and then the reaction is done. You don't need anything extra as a condition. But here for a haloarene, that is when benzene ring with halogen, this reaction is not very easy, or it's very less rate or less reactive with the nucleophilic substitution reaction. And there are basically four different reasons explaining it, and the major or the main reason for the less reactivity of towards nucleophilic substitution is resonance effect. So in this one, you can see the lone pair of electrons on chlorine is being added to the double bonded pi electron system of benzene. As a result, here a double bonds are formed between carbon and chlorine. That means it is acquiring a partial double bond character due to resonance, and the bond cleavage is very difficult because if you break the bond, then only nucleophile can make a new bond. If it's a OH minus is a nucleophile, if it has to attack or to replace, this bond should be broken. So this carbon chlorine bond is no more a single bond because it got some partial double bond character due to resonance. As a result, it will be very difficult for a nucleophile to replace or substitute the existing halogen atom. So this was the last thing we discussed, I guess, yesterday.
Resonance means what?
What do you mean by resonance? Yes, Muzammil, that's what my yesterday's question. We discussed it in grade 11. What is resonance? Anybody else?
Ma'am, it's a shifting of bonds.
Yeah. Shifted the position of the double. That is what in a clear, no, not a perfect definition, but this is how you can understand about the resonance. That means
So in chemistry, it means shifting of electrons.
actually this is like you can see this compound. We draw it in symbol way, but instead of that, you can draw it in 5 different ways, right? The same compound is existing in 5 different ways. So resonance means it's a phenomenon in which a compound can exist in more than different way due to the shift of the electron. So benzene, if you take a pure benzene, you can draw the benzene this way, which is exactly equal in drawing this way because
Ma'am,
of the
is resonance affect the shift of electron clouds?
electron pairs.
Okay, electron pairs. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so that means due to the shift of the electron pairs, you are able to represent a compound in more than different way. That is what resonance is. The resonance mean existence of a compound in different forms. Existence of more than different one forms of a compound, and that difference is because of the shift of the electron. So here the chlorobenzene can be represented in any of the 5 ways because it's keep on changing at any moment. If you take chlorobenzene, it could be any of these 5 forms. That's what the resonance means. That means a same substance can exist in different forms and due to this shift of the electron. That is what a resonance effect. So normally pure benzene has got 2 resonating structures, right? Here you have 5 different resonating structure. So more the number of resonating structure, greater the stability. That means this compound will be more stable due to the shift of the electron, and there are 5 different resonating structures possible here. Am I clear? So this phenomenon in which a compound exists in different form, technically there is no change. The compound is same, but only there is a shift in the position of the double bond is happening in all these structures. That is why they are known as resonating structures or canonical structure. Last year we discussed. If you still got doubt, please refer those notes or check your textbook, grade 11 textbook. So am I clear with this point?
Ma'am, here, so the Cl and the ClC bond will not be polar. It was in haloalkene.
The polarity here is different. Here the polarity is due to the here the chlorine is getting a positive charge, and that positive charge is because it has lost or given out its pair of electron. So it's not like a polarity of a normal due to electronegativity.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so here the charge is formed on the chlorine. That is because out of the 3 electron pairs, 1 electron pair, it has been donated to the benzene, or it has been shared with the delocalized electrons of the benzene. So that is why that positive charge. It has nothing to do with the electronegativity over here.
Okay, ma'am.
So here, what is the net effect due to the resonance? That means the sharing or giving that electron pair to the benzene ring. As a result, the carbon and the chlorine bond is having a partial double bond character. And when there is a double bond character, it will be very difficult to break, because we know that single bonds and double bond is more stronger and very more difficult to break down compared to single bond. So that is why if you compare CH3Cl and benzene Cl, that is chlorobenzene, this bond is a single bond and you can easily substitute, break down and get a new bond formed. But here, due to the resonance, this bond is no longer a single, pure single bond, but it's having a partial double bond character. So it will be very difficult to break down between the bond between the carbon and chlorine. So that is the first reason why nucleophilic substitution reactions are less effective or favorable for haloarenes. Okay. So that is the first reason. Then there are 3 more reasons, but this is the main reason explaining the less reactivity. So if it's a 1 mark question and you don't want to write all the 4 points, at least write this point. This is one of the major reason why nucleophilic substitution is less favored for haloarene. The second reason, you can see there is a difference in the hybridization. If you take a normal haloalkene, say CH3, CH2, Cl, it's a chloroethane. And when you have a chlorobenzene also. So when you analyze the bonds between the carbon and halogen, and if you look this carbon, this is a sp3 hybridized carbon. But when we know that for benzene, it's a double bonded partial double bond system, and carbon is sp2 hybridization. This was already discussed in the beginning of this chapter when we were comparing haloalkenes and haloarene. Here the hybridization is sp2 and here the hybridization is sp3. So what happened? sp3 mean percentage, there is only 25% S character, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much percentage of S character in sp2 hybridization?
Uh, 33, ma'am. 33.33.
Yeah, 33.33% of S character. And here it's only 25. So when the hybridization is sp2, there are greater S character and it's more electronegative and can hold the electron pair in carbon halogen bond more tightly, this lead to the lower possibility of bond cleavage. That means we know that carbon chlorine bond is polar, right? That means chlorine will have negative charge and carbon will have positive charge, and chlorine is being electronegative, this charge separation is possible. So this is a case where an easy attack is possible because the bond is polar. But when you take in the case of a benzene, that is compound containing, when you take the case of halobenzenes or haloarenes in general, you can see that the bond between carbon and chlorine is not that polar because chlorine is electronegative and this was sp3 carbon, but in this case it is sp2 carbon. So polarity is not that much because carbon here in sp2 is also electronegative. As a result, the polarity created in the benzene and the carbon in benzene and chlorine will be very less, because the sp2 is more electronegative due to greater percentage of S character. That is the second reason. That means less polar bond compared to haloalkane, and this less polarity mean more firmly carbon chlorine bonds will be, electron pairs will be held between the carbon and chlorine atom, and it lowers the possibility of bond cleavage. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's the second reason after the resonance. That is difference in the hybridization. sp2 is more S character, greater is electronegativity. So it will be making the bond less polar, carbon halogen bond, or less feasible for breaking down or cleavage. Next one is instability of phenyl cation. Say example, we discussed that in haloalkane, one of the mechanism for the reaction was SN2, where in the first step, the carbon halogen bond will be broken and you get a carbocation. So here, in this case, the carbocation formed will be phenyl cation. Because the benzene ring, when it comes as a substituent, we call it as phenyl. When it comes as a branch, when benzene comes as a branch or as a what you can say substituent or like a unstable species, then it will be a phenyl. So this phenyl cation, if at all forms, is highly unstable. So it does not prefer to undergo SN2 mechanism. That means less chances of again nucleophilic substitution. The reason being instability of phenyl cation. So this kind of products is not possible. This is not at all will be formed. So in that route, the reaction is not possible. In SN2 mechanism is not possible here due to the instability of phenyl cation. Last and the fourth and the last reason is electronic repulsion. That is also very much you can explain here. You take a haloarene and a nucleophile is coming because the nucleophile should approach to substitute the halogen. But the problem is that nucleophile is either electronegative or contains an extra lone pair of electron. So they are electron rich compound. And we know that benzene is also rich in pi electrons, which is shifting throughout the ring. So when nucleophile approaches for a substitution reaction, it will experience a repulsion because of the electrons in the benzene ring. So this repulsion makes it difficult for a nucleophile to substitute an halogen. That is known as the electronic repulsion. The pi electrons of the benzene ring repel the incoming nucleophile. So this is the four different reasons why nucleophilic substitution is not favored for haloarenes. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt in this one? Because you can expect theory-based assertion reason type of question usually asked related to this one. Benzene comparing haloarenes with haloalkane reactivity towards nucleophilic substitution as a direct question or assertion reason 2-mark question. They used to ask from this topic, comparing the reactivity, etc.
Ma'am, so for nucleophilic, it's not at all possible for haloarenes.
It is possible, but not under normal condition. That means it's very difficult or less reactive. Because for the normal haloalkene, this substitution was happening at room temperature. You just need a reagent. That's it. But here, even if you add a reagent, still it won't work. And if you still want to do a nucleophilic substitution, then what you have to do is you have to use a very drastic conditions. And that is here one example, which is known as Dow's process. So here what they have done is like you can see the temperature 623 Kelvin and 300 atm pressure. Normal temperature is 273 Kelvin and pressure is 180 m. So you can imagine how much difficult to give a temperature and the pressure condition like this. The pressure is almost 300 times greater than the pressure at room temperature, room condition, and the temperature is also more than double. It is 273 Kelvin. If you take it as a room temperature, then the 623 is more than double. It's like a very, very high or a drastic condition. In that condition only, you can have the substitution happening. So you can see chlorobenzene is substituted chlorine group with OH. That is the OH minus nucleophile. Substitution is happening, but this is very difficult to do it at room temperature. That means it's not possible to do it at room temperature or pressure condition. You have to use a drastic or the severe conditions. So this particular reaction is known as Dow's process, where chlorobenzene is converted to phenol.
So what is the use of this?
That means they're telling that this is possible, but not possible under normal conditions. So if you want to convert a chlorobenzene to phenol, this is possible by nucleophilic substitution, but not favored in room temperature or a pressure condition. So during the conversion reaction, if you want to convert a chlorobenzene to phenol, you have to specify this. If you simply write NaOH, then that's a wrong, because simply adding an nucleophile or any reagent, this reaction will not happen like haloalkanes. Here you have to use very drastic condition. So note down these points as well. So any doubt in this one? Here there is nothing much. Only thing is that the condition should be really high. That is temperature and pressure. And you can see H plus mean. That means presence of a strong acid also. So whenever you write H plus ions on the arrows, under the arrows, which mean the acid is also required. That means that is to increase the what you can say stronger condition, like B may be oxidizing or more stronger condition is required for the bond breaking. So that indicates that a strong or the severe conditions are required or drastic conditions are required for the normal nucleophilic substitution reactions of haloarenes. Okay, so can we move to the next one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, this nucleophilic substitution of a normal haloarenes we discussed that it's very difficult, and if at all if you want to do it, you have to use a very drastic condition. But if you look into the compound haloarenes, and when there is a substituents at ortho and para position, the reactivity is increasing. So there are three different equations. Before my explanation, just look into these three cases. As you can see, this is the first one and the second one and third one. I'll give you a minute to look into this reaction and tell me what has happened in each case. Okay, so first case in the last slide, that was the chlorobenzene. You can see the temperature was 623 Kelvin and 300 atm. That is when a benzene is with the chlorine is along with the benzene ring. That means chlorobenzene. But in these three examples, it's not a pure haloarene. There are other substituents also present. So tell me what is the effect of these substituents and analyzing the conditions. So look into the reagent, condition, etc.
Now it is easier to substitute.
It is easier to substitute when?
When there's NO2 attached to the benzene ring.
Yeah, so NO2 is actually a electron withdrawing group. That is what important. Not only NO2, any other electron withdrawing groups. Last year I gave you the table for electron withdrawing and electron donating groups. NO2, CHO aldehyde group, COOH group. All these are examples of electron withdrawing group. So if such groups are present, okay, and that too at ortho and para position, that is very important. It should be electron withdrawing group, and also that group should be there at ortho and para position. Then it is becoming more easier for the nucleophilic substitution. So as you can see here in the first example, this is the chlorine. So this is the para position with respect to chlorine. So it's para nitro chlorobenzene. And you can see it's substituted and the temperature was 443. That means less than normal chlorobenzene. And when you look at the second example, again the temperature is reduced. And this is the ortho position and para position. In both there was NO2 group. And in the third case, you can see this is one ortho, another ortho position, and this is the para position. So all the ortho and para position is occupied by NO2, and it was just need a heat. That is when you will get that substituted. That means here you can see it's only H2O, even not a strong base or alkali. You just need water. OH of water is enough to get a substitution. So that means the condition, the reaction is becoming more easier when you have electron withdrawing group at ortho and para position. Okay, now tell me what is the reason. So this is what you can identify or understand from this three reaction. When you have electron withdrawing group at ortho and para position, it increases the reactivity of haloarenes. Now my question is why? What is the effect of these electron withdrawing groups at ortho and para position? What's happening here? If this is a question comes for 3 mark, how you gonna explain?
Ma'am, is it because its resonance, when NO2 gets its resonance, there's a positive charge that comes on the O and P positions.
So what will happen? If that's a question comes in the exam, you need to show the resonating structure. Okay. So please make sure that you draw at least once, copy it down by understanding it. Okay, so that will be easy. So when I want to show it like this is a benzene ring and I'm showing the double bond here and I'm showing a chlorine bond. Okay, and I'm showing a lone pair coming over here. So there is a shift. So arrows should be shown, curved arrow should be shown very clearly. And for the resonance, you show the arrows like this. So in the next moment, what happens is like here you will get a chlorine double bond, but chlorine will have a positive charge because it has given its lone pair. And here you are getting a negative charge. And the remaining everything is same. The next
That's the only difference.
Yeah, that lone pair came. So
How do you get from 1 to 2? What do you call that, ma'am? Those two lines, ma'am?
Which one?
Ma'am, one bond to double bond, I guess.
Yeah.
How you got that?
Because there was a lone pair on chlorine, right? That was
Yes.
donated. So it
Ma'am, so
became
you donated to the double bond?
it was a single bond. So one more pair means it will become double bond, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So it become double bond mean chlorine has lost its lone pair now because it has given for making a double bond.
Okay, ma'am. So then it becomes negative because
That
it
is because
gained electron.
that is because a carbon can have maximum 4 bonding. So already that carbon was having 4 bond, but on top of that chlorine donated a lone pair mean it will be the 5th bond. That is not possible. So what happened? This double bond will shift in order to maintain that covalency. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
So here you got a negative charge. So next moment this negative charge mean, see this negative charge mean it's a pair of electron that because of one bond is shifted. So that will come to this position. Again there will be a problem with that covalency. So it is again will shift. So again what you will get here will be a negative charge over here, a double bond here, a double bond here, and here you have chlorine with positive charge. Okay, and again this will shift here and this will shift here. So the next structure is and here double bond chlorine with positive, and in the next moment this will come here and it will go back to the original state.
And it's the same thing as the resonance effect?
Same thing. This is resonance only.
Oh.
I was just because the explanation is based on the resonating structure. So now you can see in the during these resonating structure, negative charges are coming at ortho, para, and again at ortho. So these negative charges are coming at ortho, para, and again the next ortho position. So now can you connect the relation? This was my question. Presence of electron withdrawing group at ortho and para position increases the reactivity of haloarenes. That we have seen very clearly over here. There was only one NO2 here at para position, ortho and para position with NO2, ortho and para position, all the ortho, 2 ortho and 1 para position with NO2. That means the reaction become more easier over here. So can you connect this effect or this phenomenon or what you can say the reason with this resonating structure? Can you connect it now? The relation? Anyone? Why electron withdrawing group at ortho and para position increases the reactivity of nucleophilic substitution?
Is it because it decreases the negative charge on those ortho and
Yeah,
para.
because electron withdrawing group mean they take away. Say if you have a NO2 here, if I can draw here a NO2 group, NO2 is the electron withdrawing group. So what happened? That negative charge will be taken by the NO2. Can you connect the relation now? So that's why if it's a 2-mark question or 3-mark question related to it, you have to explain it by drawing this resonating structure, because you show the resonating structure and show a negative charges are formed at ortho and para position. Then you show a structure with NO2 and say that NO2 is the electron withdrawing group, right? So what happened? Electron withdrawing group reduces the negative charges at ortho and para position.
So does that lower the repulsion between the nucleophile and the ring?
Yeah. See, here the carbon should have, see, a nucleophile should attack. That is what a substitution reaction, right? For a nucleophile, which is electron-rich compound, to attack a carbon, the carbon should be having a positive charge, not a negative charge, right? A partial positive charge should be there. And that means it is reduces the negative charge. That means it is making it more towards positive charge, right? If you reduce the negative charge, mean that is almost equal, like favoring it a nucleophilic reaction substitution.
All right, ma'am.
Okay, then why it's not favoring a favored if a NO2 group is present at NO meta position? Why the same effect is not seen? Here the effect is that you need a ortho and para group, I mean positions, electron withdrawing group at ortho and para position. Why the same effect is not seen if you have electron withdrawing group at meta position? Sorry? Sorry, it was not clear.
Maths ma'am started the meeting.
Okay, fine. Yeah, it's 11:20 only, yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. And I'll just wind up here with that point, because you can see the meta position, there is no negative charge coming. When you look into all these resonating structure, the negative charges are there at ortho, para and ortho. So that means in NO2 group at meta position cannot reduce the negative charge. So that means there is no effect. These are the questions you need to think and write and prepare yourself. So please go through it. And I think we can finish it tomorrow, this topic. Only 2-3 slides left and we'll be finishing that.
Ma'am, the last thing is Würtz-Fittig reaction. Ma'am.
Yeah.
And that's the last thing to write in notebook, right?
Yeah. And that is like almost, we already know the Würtz reaction. So Würtz and Fittig is like easily comparable and you can easily understand.